Hi guys! This is the last section of this course, React with Node.js. We'll begin this section with installing NPM. Then, we will see responsive Bootstrap application with React and Node. Lastly, we'll take a look at React Developer Tools. Now, we move on to the first video of this section that deals with installing NPM. In this video, we're going to take a look at React Application Setup and installing modules. Getting started with React Application Setup. First, we need to create a package.json file for our project, which includes the project information and dependencies of the NPM modules. NPM is very useful for JavaScript developers to create and share the reusable code that they've created to build an application and solve particular problems while developing it. Now, open the command prompt and navigate to the directory you have created. Run the command npm init. This command will initialize our app and ask several questions to create a JSON file named package.json. The utility will ask questions about the project name, version, and license information. So, here are the details. Name, React Node. Version 1.0.0. License, MIT. It will then ask, is it okay? So, let's write yes. Once the command is executed, it will generate a package.json file in the root directory of your project. Here it is. In the code, you can see the name of the application, the entry point of your application, that is, start, the version of your application, and the description of your application. Now, we need to install some Node modules, which are going to help us with building a React application with Node. We will use Babel, React, React DOM, Router, Express, and so on. This is the command for installing the modules through npm. npm install react --save. When we run this command with the package name, it will install the package in our project folder /node modules and save the package name version in your package.json, which will help us install all the project dependencies and update the modules in any system. So you can see it's installing the module through npm. Cool! The package is installed. See, this is the folder of package React. If you already have the package.json file with the project dependencies, then you only need to run npm install. And to update, we need to run npm update. Here is a list of modules that have dependencies in our application. In the dependencies list, there may be some modules you have not heard of or are new to you. Okay, let me explain. Mongoose and MongoDB. These work as a middleware in an application or MongoDB. Installing MongoDB and Mongoose is optional for you, as we are not using them in our application. I've just added them for your reference. React Hot Loader. This is the most commonly used module in web development for live code editing and project reloading. The React Hot Loader itself has some dependency on other modules, which are Webpack, Webpack Hot Middleware, Webpack Dev Middleware. Webpack Dev Middleware. This is a Webpack wrapper and serves the file that is emitted from Webpack over a connected server. It has these advantages while developing. Files are not written to disk and are handled in memory. If files are changed in the watch mode during development, you are not served the old bundle, but requests are delayed until the compiling is finished. We don't need to do a page refresh after a file modification. Webpack Hot Middleware. This allows you to add hot reloading into an existing server without Webpack Dev Server. It connects a browser client to a Webpack server to receive updates, subscribes to changes from the server. It then executes these changes using Webpack's Hot Module Replacement, HMR API. Style Loader URL Loader helps to load static path, CSS Loader helps load CSS, and File Loader helps to load files. For example, import bootstrap.min.css includes the font URL and images path. After setting up the package.json file, we have our HTML markup as shown in this code, named index.html. You can find index.html in our projects folder. Now, we need to create a server in server.js to run our application. This is our server.js file. Here, we are configuring the Webpack in our application. It connects to the server and receives the update notification to rebuild the client bundle. In this code, we are sending an HTML file and starting the server. You can change the port number as required. Now, let's take a look at webpack.config.js, which we just included at the top of our server.js file. We are setting up the Webpack hot middleware plugin and adding the entry point of our script to compile and run. Here, we are loading the modules according to the matched files in our application. We also need to configure Babel, which includes the ECMA script version and ESLint for adding some rules, plugin information, and so on. You can find .babelrc and .eslint.rc file in the projects file. This is how our folder structure for the root directory looks. In the src directory, we have all the scripts, and in the vendor folder, we have the Bootstrap fonts and CSS. Great!